Juicy Co-Creators, Lilou here. I'm in London today with an Oxford beautiful goddess. Hello.
Hi, Lilou.
How are you doing, Sarah?
I'm fine, thanks. Happy to be here on such a sunny day. Yeah.
This is London. We're not in very exceptional weather. We're sitting here on this beautiful terrace in the Earl's Court area. And we just had some wonderful chakra cake, wonderful chakra tea, and you're all about these chakras, and I just love it. Those little cakes, this is a piece of heaven. You create those. I was very inspired by your story because I received an email, and you told me about your cakes, and there's something in there I just knew. I didn't know why. I just followed my intuition. I didn't know why I had to interview you, but tasting those cakes now I know. But you're in Oxford, and you decided to completely shift your world about a year ago. Tell us about your story and what you were doing before, and all of a sudden these cakes suddenly popped in your life. You're not really somebody that baked the cakes originally, but there it came.
Yeah, so basically I began my career as an art historian and working in the art world for about 8 to 10 years, all amongst a lot of creative people, art students, so always in that creative hub and vibe, a really beautiful place to be. And I, in fact, created my jobs. They weren't set in stone. I made my job description and so on. So I was always very much making and manifesting what happened around me, and I enjoyed that, and that's probably why I stayed so long in the jobs that I was doing. But then one day the kind of awakening came knocking on the door, and I really felt that I had to follow my spiritual path, and I'd always been interested in angels and the ether and the other, and but had never really seen it through. I'd had moments in my life where I dipped, like most people do, and had a little bit of depression or that sort of thing, a bit lost. But this time, it was more about, you know, sticking and going on that journey rather than just that dipping in and out that we so often do.
To fit in.
Yeah, exactly, to fit in, and because, you know, you think it's a quick fix and then you go back. And this time I felt that actually it was more to do with helping others than it was myself in a way. So I sort of turned it inwards and yet outwards. So I started to look into various therapies that I was drawn to. So I studied future life progression and past life regression with Anne Jersh. And then I did a course with Sonia Choquette in 6th century teaching.
So you're doing this while you were having it?
In my jobs, yes. While I was still there, I was doing it on the weekends and things, and I studied Reiki as well. And then I just decided, hang on a minute, I just need to go with this and get out and make it happen. So I set up the Quantum Room, which is my healing business. And then as I was nearing the end of my notice period in one of my jobs, I decided to bake some cakes and take them in for my colleagues as a farewell tea party. And as I was baking the cakes, I suddenly realised I was using lots of different summer fruits and things, all different colours, and I suddenly thought, oh, I could make these, there's just chakra cakes. And at that point, the cakes were very colourful in themselves. I used food dyes and things that I'd never would use now, but at the time, that's what I did. So I sort of went in with these multicoloured cakes, and everybody sat there, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to have a bit of fun with them, and I'm going to take these cakes, and I'm going to say, choose the cake you're drawn to, and that's the chakra that you need some support with to rebalance or so on. And I took a chart of an explanation for each chakra and what it was all about, because obviously not everyone knows about the chakra.
That's pretty bold to do that at work.
Yeah. Yeah. So so it went down well, and people loved them, and even though they weren't the best cakes in the world taste-wise, actually they made an impact. So following on from that, once I'd left my jobs and I was busy focusing really on the healing practice, I went to see my spiritual healer, who I'd been seeing for about a year, who'd helped me very much on my journey towards where I am now. And we went through a few options of what was coming up for me. There were a few things to do with the future life, work, and various avenues I could have gone down in terms of collaborations with people. And then at the end of this session, I just said, oh, and there's this thing about cakes, chakra cakes. And suddenly she said, yes, I'm being told that that's the thing to follow. And actually you've got a whole kitchen of chefs up there, out there, being led by Archangel Samuel in particular. And he really wants you to go for this, and they're right behind you. So I said, oh, interesting. So I went away with that thought, and I built the website up, and I started to consider really what these cakes should be about and how I wanted them to become from the original model. And so I scrapped all the artificial stuff, obviously, all natural, and started to move down the organic, fair trade and local route in terms of the produce inside the cakes. And the key thing that changed was I felt that I had to start using crystals with the cakes. So for each chakra, I empower the ingredients in that cake with a corresponding crystal. So they're made with obviously angelic love and guidance and this crystal energy, which is kind of the key thing. And the ingredients themselves that make up the cake are very balanced. I like to think there's no sugar inside the cakes, and I only use organic oils. I don't use butter, and I keep them low fat, but then the topping is a little bit naughty. So
cream cheese, sugar
topping, not opulent amounts of it, like
they're delicious.
Yeah,
It's got walnuts and everything.
yeah, so it all balances out. You need that bit of sweetness on the top, and but it's not like your average cupcake where you have swirls and swirls of swirls and sickliness. And so I wanted to make something that was really good on the palate, and that the flavors, the natural flavors, really come through on them, I hope.
Oh, they do, and they're so delicious. So this one, for example, is the crown chakra.
This is the crown chakra for the summer range. So they're the cupcakes. I do different ranges, and the cupcake ranges are seasonal, working with the organic side of things. So this is part of the summer range, and this is, yes, the crown chakra, lavender and walnut, charged with amethyst.
You know, why are we having this cake conversation, my juicy co-creators? It's not just like, you know, maybe I followed my intuition originally and I just didn't know why, but I know now why we're sitting, and it's definitely an important conversation. The fact that you followed your intuition and you went step by step and made this happen and now are creating those cakes created balance too in your life, didn't it? It created major balance. You were not actually using our now you have your hands in it.
Yeah, it's very much, that's right, about a practical outlet for my creativity. Having been surrounded by creatives who were, you know, painting, drawing, sculpting, which is a wonderful environment to be in. Then for me, I wasn't doing anything, I guess, manual, physical. So it's a very much help to ground myself and help bring balance on the feminine side of my energy, sort of more maternal side. And
it's complementary. It's like it's in balance with your healing work and with all of that.
Yeah, so both businesses work as sister businesses. The whole thing is this balance throughout. Is a really important message.
And it's so essential, and I see it too with the interviews that I do and then going and speak to people. It's a total different energy, and yet it's complementary, and that's what creates my balance then. So I listen or I talk. And this is wonderful. So and all of us are invited to not just do one thing. No, because a lot of people want to find that one thing that will fulfill them and that is their purpose, but it actually is multidimensional on so many levels and can be done in so many ways. Not just one thing and I have to find this one thing. It's about having fun and enjoying what you do. I guess you're having a lot of fun with these cakes because they wouldn't be as beautiful.
Yeah, at the moment it's still developing for me, and I've just started to sell some of them online, and I'm expanding to do chakra teas and seeing if I can where I can take the brand. But at the moment I'm just taking it step by step, and we'll see where it goes. But yes, it's a lot of fun. Just going with the flow, really, the intuition and the flow, and knowing when to pull back, or when, you know, it's enough for now and I'll return to something again.
Since you've been with a lot of creatives around you and you're a creative yourself, what really ignites your creativity? What makes it so that there's this bright idea that all of a sudden just is there and you put it in and you make it happen, you know?
I think that's just inherent. It's within me. I mean, we were talking earlier, and I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo, and so I have that fire running through me. And I just believe in it. I believe that your imagination is a fantastic thing, and I think everything has been imagined. I say this to some of my clients, you know, when they question, when they go into hypnosis, what they're going to see. Oh, well, what if I'm just imagining it? And of course, everything that's manifested around us was imagined. This table was imagined by somebody. And it took many years probably for the concept to come about, for it to materialize, possibly. I don't know who invented the table, but, you know, so for me, we have thoughts and dreams, and lots of things come up every day for everyone. But for me, this was something that persisted, and I think that's the key. The ones to go with are the things that come back to you. It's a bit like when they say if you go shopping and you see a dress and you're still thinking about it next week, go back and get the dress. You're meant to have it. It's a bit like that for me. So,
and you're open too, I hear, to guidance and to going and see a medium and getting some outside help also, like that you chose and that you felt right, not just the first comer, but something, and you get that help too.
Absolutely. I mean, as other healers who are watching this will know, you always need to heal yourself. You know, no one is a master of that yet. Anyone incarnate at the moment still has a journey and much learning to do. And it's very important actually to remember that as a healer, because you can get drained and you can give and give and give, and then when you're not in a balanced, good, centered place, you can't be the best for the people that come to you. So that's why I get help elsewhere as well, and guidance.
And now starts an inner journey for you?
Sorry?
Now starts an inner journey?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm now having a few weeks of going inside and deep meditation before the sun enters Leo, and it's go, go, go. So, but the summer generally after the solstice period is a good time to recharge and relax, especially in this balmy weather. You need to take it easy and rebuild.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of spiritual people in England, huh? It's you guys are rocking it.
I hope so. Bit underground still. Certainly underground in Oxford, but
thanks to angels like you, it's things are shifting and moving in even places like Oxford. Thank you so much. This was delicious. This was a delicious to my tummy. I absolutely loved it. Delicious conversation and delicious surroundings. I really appreciate meeting you, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lilou. Thanks.
And to all good, juicy, gorgeous co-creators out there, I send you big, big kisses and lots of love. I hope you're enjoying your creativity and letting it blossom. I send you much love and a cake. And if you want to support Sarah, go to her Facebook page on I was going to say Crazy Cakes, but no, it's Chakra Cakes.
www.chakrakakes.com.
Yeah. Go and like her juicy Facebook page. Much, much love, my juicy co-creators. Bye.